inside the district, and we have a restorative justice policy. The other piece, though, is really taking a stand in the state and saying that the zero tolerance discipline has to end. That in fact, zero tolerance is, I argue, shirking our responsibility to basically teach, and that the restorative approach is much more intense and requires more of us and has people ultimately more able to resolve problems and have less issues later. For example, though, in the Ed Code, under K, on the discipline sheet, just defiance. And you can just basically circle that and say, oh, get it off my desk, get this as a suspension. That has to go away. I mean, we have to eliminate K, period. There are, I think, great other districts and leaders advocating, but we're right there with them at the state legislature and working deeply here. The dropout rate in Oakland is down by about 6% in this last year. So our graduation rate went up about 4%, and the push-out rate, in the sense of we didn't meet the needs of young people and created the conditions where they disengaged over time. We're down by 6% from about 33 to 27%. Still way, way, way too high, and that's a significant decrease. So more kids graduating and fewer kids leaving, over time that makes for a much healthier Oakland. Well, I think that there's a pretty big connection to our ability to both create more meaning and more connections in the linked learning pathways. So more kids doing stuff that really matters to them, staying in school, building some capacity and mastery, working together more deeply. The other piece, though, is about literacy. So in secondary in particular, we've had an increasing focus on secondary literacy and did the Scholastic Reading Inventory at the beginning of last year, and we were able to find out really, it's called a lexile, but exactly where every person is reading. And on a lexile score, as different than the California standard test, that kind of moves, and it's not really tied directly to a grade level standard. So the lexile is, and now we've been able to target and specifically support with secondary literacy specialists work in the high schools. And so now we have actually more kids in high school moving faster, both academically and on the California high school exit exam, for example, and doing better on their testing. And I think that literacy has been essential in that.